Eja. Where are our shops there? Sorry. Where? Munshi. What are you? You? Maza. You? Oh, okay. Let me use Munshi. Okay, let me just use the example in the Surrey example. There are 2 pharmacies in Surrey. I'll call them A and B. These 2 pharmacies are separated by the legal 200 meters, which means they are 200 meters apart. But there's something strange, because if 2 premises are 200 apart, it means that they attend to almost the same customers. It means that their average sales is supposed to be the same, because it's just, if this person don't have, you walk down here, it means that their sales is supposed to be almost on a daily level, almost on the same level. But I found out something curious about these 2 pharmacies, because I interact with them. The first pharmacy, every day, her sales is increasing. Sorry, the second one. The other one has a much bigger space, but every day his sales is dropping. In the first pharmacy, the guy, he's the only pharmacist there. But in the second pharmacy, coppers and interns are always disturbing her because they want to work with her. In the first pharmacy, their average sales on a good day is 30,000. I'm saying on a good day. While in the second pharmacy, on an average day, they are doing 300,000. I'm not making this up. On the day sales are good, they clock about 500,000. On a very poor day, they make 150, 200. But in that same area, 200 meters apart, the other guy is doing 30,000 on a very good day. The guy, anytime you call me and say, why is your sales like this? He always has some very good excuse about what patent medicine dealers are doing, how the patent guys are spoiling his business. But I meet the patent guy in the area, and he's complaining that this other lady that also started is pulling all the customers away from him. In the same area, same threat for the same patent guy. Patent guy, this guy is saying patent guy is my problem. Patent guy is saying that this other woman is my problem. And the woman is not even seeing any of them as a challenge. In fact, the lady is saying that her competitor is somewhere in Lekki. She's seeing her competitor as Health Plus. Means that the person she's seeing as competitor is not the person even in Surrey. Sorry, not in Shoprite in Surrey, but is about close to 50 kilometers. But two people 200 meters apart. He hasn't the other pharmacy that is doing 30,000 is not even seeing this other lady as his competitor. The person he's blaming for his challenge is the patent medicine guy. For the woman, on the day she's having their challenges in her business, she has analytics in place. What do I mean by analytics? She doesn't just say, today is a good day. She has a way of saying, what are the things that we did not do today that made sales bad? She analyzes her sales. For the other pharmacy, the first pharmacy, how many of us have seen a pharmacy that is almost a patent? A patent medicine shop. Do you know what a patent medicine shop is? You go there, you are not sure if this is a pharmacy or being an Idumota guy that just set up some small shop. Because gradually his business is almost turned into a patent medicine shop. But this other woman is gradually, she has set up the plan for the next pharmacy. She's planning the next 18 months, the next pharmacy shop is coming up. Meaning that there is a definite plan of growth in her system. For the guy, before he opens every morning, he does a lot of praying and fasting every morning. Throughout the day, praying and fasting. Still, he rarely does above 30. The lady comes, prays at her door, opens the shop, and she should be praying again later in the night. But she comes in and starts to do herself because she depends on sales principles. See, everything, if I throw up a stone here, what will happen to that stone? What's your name? Ifeanyi. Okay. Okay, Ifeanyi. No, it sounds alike. What's your name? You? No. Happiness. If Happiness, I'm black and she's fair, if she throws up a stone, what will happen to that stone? It will come down. It means that the principles of gravity does not say whether this person is fair or black. The principles of sales does not say that this person is a pharmacist woman, a pharmacist guy. The principles of sales doesn't say that this shop is located in Munshi and this one is located in Lekki. If you follow the principles of sales, the same result anybody is getting anywhere, that's the same result you get. That is why if you go to pharmacy school in Suka, in Kano, in Lagos, once you come, if a patient has malaria and you give camosunate, it will heal the patient. The guy that graduated from Sokoto comes again, gives camosunate, it will heal the patient. Because what you read, the principles of healing malaria is the same anywhere in the world. The principles of sales, increasing your sales, is the same anywhere your business is. The key point I'm trying to drive before we dig into this is, don't blame the location of your shop as the reason why sales are bad. Do the right things first. When you do them and it still continues, then you want to say, okay, let me even look at that location. Because if two pharmacies can be 200 meters apart, one is doing 30 and dropping, one is doing 300 and increasing, why should one be blaming location and the other one be saying this is a better location? How many of us have seen pharmacies that is going bad and the person sells it and somebody takes up that same pharmacy, suddenly that place has to boom? Tells you that the reason you might be blaming for your poor sales might be because you don't understand the principles of sales. And those are the things I want to share with you guys today. So what we are trying to do is, I'm not going to ask those of us who are in category A or those who are in category B. Category A are those who are doing 30,000 and below, and category B are those who are doing 300 or 200,000 and above per day. What I want to share with us today is, for those who are in category A, who are doing 30,000, things you can do that can increase your sales. And for those who are doing 300 and above, category B. How many of us know about Health Plus and Med Plus? How many of us has an idea of what the average sales target of a shop is there? Daily. Well, if you go to Ikeja, Med Plus Ikeja has a daily target of 1 million. Health Plus has an average on the island basically between 800 to 1.5. If you see any of their sales rep, any of their staff, find out. In Surrey, for two of them, they are doing between 400 and 500 average. In fact, I was shocked in one of my clients when I went to their place. You know, when you are taking records and there are some debt, some amount you can account for, surplus. They had a surplus of 130,000. How many of you understand what I mean by that? Excess of 130,000. And within that same place, the next, although I don't think there's an excuse for that, because the other guy has been in business Although he read pharmacy before the war, so he's quite very old. But his business is almost shutting down. So what I'm trying to do is, even if you are doing 300,000 presently, don't just say, I've arrived. Because in life, you can never be static. It's either you're going up or you're going down. So, let's hit the road. Let's start by understanding what sales is. Especially for those of us who work for people. How many of us here work for others? How many of us own our businesses? Okay. Sales is not just taking product and giving to your customers. Sales is the reason why you are in business. Don't deceive yourself about any other thing. Sales is why you have a pharmacy premises. If you don't think it's that, then go and join Red Cross. Because a lot of us okay. A lot of us think that sales is just about you come and because you have your own lab coat and you are wearing a white thing, that's why you are in business. You do that, that shop will crash. One thing that must be clear to you is without sales, a business dies. Cash is what drives a business. And if you don't follow your cash, that business will close. No matter what you tell yourself. No matter the long English or long grammar you speak. You keep on blaming her. But if your eyes is on the sales, it will guide and direct what you do. Sales is a privilege and not a right. Any patient that walks into your premises has, in Lagos, has at least 2,000 other options. Any business that is doing well and suddenly starts to go down, part of the reason is that the owners start to see it as a right for them to make sales and not a privilege for customer to walk into their place. That is why a customer walks into a place and you see the sales attendant or even the pharmacist who is on duty watching television, and a customer walks in and is asking, do you people have this? We don't have. Because he feels that it's his right or her right for that person to come in. Without realizing that for somebody, for whatever you don't have, there are other options that you can use to substitute. And the moment that this does not hit you that this is a privilege, that for any child, any adult that walks into my place, I should be grateful for that person. When you start to take it as your right, the moment it comes in unconsciously, but the moment you don't feel anything for any customer that walks out, then you are starting to see it as your right. At that moment, your business has started to go down. Why good businesses are always doing better is that the top people are always watching how to make life easy for their customers. They don't think it's their right for customers to come in. So at every particular point, they are checking, are our customers happy? Sales is a call to help and not a call to exploit. What do I mean by that? If somebody comes into your shop, okay, no, let's say you are going to Ojota from here, and it's like around 12. No, we are going to my 2, and time is 12 o'clock. If the average bus price is 100 naira, do you think a bus that is empty, that you can get it for like 90 naira if you price? Huh? A bus is empty, no passenger, and only you stand. Do you think you can beat it down to even 17 naira? Now, assuming that that same bus come, crowd full, and it's raining, do you think that one will collect 100 naira from you guys? Now, if you see that same boss the next day, he collects 150 from you. You see that same boss the next day, and it's empty now. and you see another thing, will you enter? Because see, customers don't forget. You might think that, okay, he's the only place you can get it for today. He knows what he normally buys, the jersey. You know that he gets it for about 500 or 1,000 normally. But you see that you've noticed that he's very desperate. And he sees that you are exploiting him by making it 1,000 at that particular point because of his needs. For him, he will pay, but he will remember. Don't ever deceive yourself that people will forget. Always have it in your mind that sales is a call to help and not a reason for you to exploit people. Sales is the reason why salaries are increased. Don't ever make that mistake of saying that I've worked for 20 years and my salary has not been increased. Without sales, oh boy, you're on your own. The only reason why the owner of your business where you are working will increase your salary is when you have an effect on the sales. I'm not saying when the sales increase. I'm saying when you have an effect on the sales. There are two kinds of staff in every organization. There are the available staff and there are the desirable staffs. The available staff are people that if they are living today, in fact, if the organ they pray, say inside, make him even come out. As they are living today, they are getting somebody else to replace that person. But a desirable staff is that when the organ here, it be like say this person won't leave. He calls that, I think I've been planning to increase your salary. Maybe we'll do it from next month. The reason why they will increase your salary is that you have an effect on the sales. And sales is the reason why they will fire you. Don't mistake that. One of my clients, one of the people I work with is an IT company called Swift Talk. They fired 2 of their key people last week. And what they did was they analyzed the performance of these guys. And see, we are meeting our target, but you guys, your personal contribution to the meeting of this target is less than 2%. So why would I be paying somebody hundreds of thousands and it's contribute to 2% to my sales? I can as well do 98% and reserve the salary I'm paying to you guys. Most of your bosses will be thinking like that. If with 3 people, if I have 5 people, and 2 of them are helping me make sales of 300,000, and the other people are contributing 100,000, I must as well let the other people go, increase the salary of these 3, so that with more salary, they'll work harder to make that. So sales might be the reason why they will fire you. So what I want us to do now is, for each of us, identify your sales USP. USP means unique selling proposition. What makes your own system very, very different? If you can't identify this, if you don't know where rain starts to beat you, you won't even know when the rain stops. So the first question I want to ask you is, what's the name of your business?
M Square.
Sorry?
M Square.
M Square. Now, what is the business, the nearest place to M Square? Premises, pharmacies, patents. God sent. Now, what differentiates you from God sent?
Positive.
Any, yeah. Yeah. If assuming they say, let me use something like Alpha Pharmacy. How many of us know Alpha? If you are looking for, let's say Ebola vaccine comes into Nigeria, where do you think you find it first? Which means if you mention any very rare drug, what comes to the mind of the customer? Alpha. So what I want to know is that in that your territory, it must be very clear to you what differentiates you from the other ones.
Waiting they use service.
Yeah.
Waiting they, for example, you get some shows, no go there, they are paying the cost. Or that place, all the girls when they there and so they do. You know, good morning, say they don't feel greet you. Or that place, you go start tired before they attend to you. Now waiting they use know yours. Oh, waiting the KH
Okay.
waiting they use know yours.
Okay. Yeah.
Any drug that you are looking for, you get it in a pharmacy. Our boss, we try as much as possible to get it.
Okay, so what is the pharmacy? What's the name of the pharmacy?
Mekong Pharmacy.
Sorry?
Mekong Pharmacy.
Mekong. So what Mekong is telling us is that anything.
Once a patient, somebody comes to me and say, this drug I don't look for am for a long time more. What will pop up in my mind immediately will be Mekong. It's not, pharmacy will not pop up in my mind. Waiting will come up for my mind is Mekong. Waiting separate you from others must be very, very clear. If you see a Mercedes and a Toyota, will you know the difference? If you see agbada and suit, will you know the difference?
Please, 1 minute. You remember say, you get some times where you go need mercy, like me, personal experience. I know some shops where they say, I know if you go there by 9 o'clock, because I know say they never open. But you get place where they say 7:30. I know some places where we say, I want to go buy important drug. 9 for 9, forget it. No need. You get some where we say 11, Abuja they do 24 hours. You see, the reason why we bring here, this point where they talk, what you make our man say, very, very important. You must differentiate yourself. Plus, you'll be shocked at the amount of sales when you make. If you notice the other guy, now 8 that they use, now one person will come open for the give sweet, more I went outside, never finish. Now when it's sweet finish, they will come and they come. Wait till go come. The kind of money when if you make between that time and reach that time when you say everybody might be enormous. If you can task yourself a little bit and wait till 10 when others don't close. After all, what do you need to do? Just put one line if you are maybe yes. So what he's trying to say is for each and every one. I don't say everybody don't go get that. If you say okay, no one, but start thinking of something where you go do. If you say your samples don't fall, come on, or think you see one hospital, one go to where they go to. You see this hospital, the edge don't come on. Now upping, now you see this one still they see patient. If they go emergency, you go figure and go up it now. So something will stand you out. If you wear one at the dress, for example, now you can. In your own place now, salary, you can do something for Muslim. Those people, anytime we salary, because of that way they know you say what I always do. Bring salary. So try and start thinking of something that makes you different. If it be the salespeople as when they dress, you know, the same dress every morning, Tuesday, the same thing. You know, just start making yourself. Never can tell you can start with, you know, 1 or 2 things, know some of your customers personally, you know. So the point is trying to make is that every one of you has, if you don't have you need selling point, you have the potential, you get something. We must make you stand out. God don't put everything for all of us. So start thinking of, because before we leave here, you're going to list out those things you're going to start doing now. Check, maybe now you the last open, or now you the quick close, or only you the day. Now you start telling your guy we need to day 2. You understand? The worst thing that can happen is a person don't come. Wait for you tire go. He no go ever come back, lie. So you have to not be just say one speed grammar and arrange yourself and then judge this thing that you must do something different. You know, come here, leave waiting you do, come here, stand go. So start looking at all those things. That's what they insult before, those are the creative, the form. Start thinking of something else.
Okay.
Mention the name of your pharmacy, what comes to people's mind? Because every person has an identity. If they mention, let's say they mention best Nigerian footballer, what thing comes to your mind? Which means once they mention, automatically, I just say best Nigerian footballer. You see the connection. Because they say best Nigerian footballer, I don't say mention, but automatically your brain has associated it with somebody. And you don't take that image now, put for somebody. So if they can't say, hey, pharmacy where they open on time, is that what will pop up will the name of your people, pharmacy pop up in the people's brain? Or, hey, pharmacy where they treat people well. Will the name of your premises pop up? Or shop where you go, the other they treat people very well. Will your name pop up? Or premises where you go, the setting wonderful. You must identify that in way, once they mention, your name pops up, so that people must be able to link up your name and something. If I say, hey, cheap foodstuffs, what thing come up for your mind? Where to buy cheap foodstuff? Huh?
Which market?
My 12.
So you won't buy Africa, which market?
Yeah. So you see that there's a mental association in your mind. You must find out something that you must own in the customer's mind. So that, especially for those people living around your cluster, people living in a perimeter of like 5 kilometers around you, there has to be something. There's a pharmacy called Vatican Belt Pharmacy in Surrey. But I know people who they come from Ajao to come Vatican Bells to buy something. Because they have created this impression in the mind that, within our area, any rare product, I'm not saying rare, let's say like rare as in rare. The first time that I heard somebody say Ventolin injection, I said Ventolin injection. Are you sure the doctor prescribed the right thing? Now, even me with the pharmacy where they bring the prescription for, the pharmacy they brought it to, they do very well. Astronaut Pharmacy. Very well. But me and Astronaut was checking, maybe this doctor make a mistake. Until when I go see Vatican. When I went, they say, he just supposed to say, na true self. When I get Ventolin injection, he said Ventolin, only the Ventolin don't finish, but we get another brand. Not only that they get them, they also have a substitute for it. So that way that you'll be amazed at the drugs you find there. For that, they have captured a class of customers, and that is what, once you mention them for Surere, that is the name, their name pops up.
Another one for looking for bargaining. You know, now that was the first place I saw that people could like. Before 7 o'clock, people don't like the wait to buy. And that was because the woman just, when she wanted to start, she made it obvious that she was going to set at make she don't go sell make loss. But she don't check with every other person around that area the price. She can't step down again. And she stepped down. People now don't know her. Truly, believe me now, the local price don't be as cheap as people. Because now her hallmark, anything where she talk, people know the price, they line up. That's how that's her only big selling point. She don't affect herself as a person that says quality and affordable. But of course, for that kind of business, she says she can't. That's why I'm saying, you don't go forget them all. Identify your own. If you go to Bolike before 8, they don't go serve you. Do you understand? And once it's 7, they close the place. So, you see, the sky is big. It's just for you to identify your own. Okay, now, if you want to go to that kind of place to open fast, you don't make up your mind. No, I know we'll go struggle where this is. You don't go find this who will beat you for that level. But maybe before he don't stabilize around that, you don't make success. Or if he don't go, you waste more. So, you know, there's always space, room for you to flex.
Now, the other area I want us to also identify is that
what can you swear if they tell you now that it is happening in your place, you say it's not possible? Do you get what I'm trying to say? What thing be saying if they tell you, saying, oh boy, you know then about this, your sales girl slap somebody. Like, for those of us who don't get children, there are something where they will tell you, say, your picking do, you say it's not possible. Even if you know they're there. There are things that you hear my child did, you will start to apologize, even if you know your picking never report. Because you know, say, man, this guy feed one. Those are the kind of things too you must establish yourself, because those are the things that come stick in customer's brain. And when you understand those things, those are the things that will differentiate your own business. And see, a lot of time we make a lot of mistake is we try to judge ourselves by price. You can never beat any. There are people who they sell below cost price. How can you challenge that person? Let low price never be your unique selling point. You can never win that battle on price. You must identify what makes you very special. Then, another thing that will also help clarify in your mind is, assuming they say your business won't close down, how many people start to worry? In that, your people where you serve now, will anybody miss your business, say it closed down? If nobody go really dey worried, when they hear say, this shop won't close down, no, it means that you are not relevant in that your community. Because if we hear that ShopRite in Surrey is closing down, do you think some people will be really worried? Yes. If we hear that Alpha Pharmacy or Boluke is closing down, do you think there will be worry in that community? Yes. If they hear say your own business they close down, will people be worried? Those are questions. See, I'm not asking you for you to just impress us. It's something that has to come from inside you and verify it. And also ask yourself, which kind of people will be worried? Because that will tell you the extent of impact you are having on a community. How many of us know the story of Isaac for Bible? Where Isaac one pull out, say the king go meet and say you are stronger than us. Let's form a pact. Because this guy knows, say, man, Isaac now hold all the well water. And you are living in a desert, and this person hold all the water supply. If you shut down all the water supply, what happened to your people? If Dangote shuts down his business in Nigeria, what do you think will happen to Nigeria? It means that if your business shuts down and nobody will miss you, you need to reassess your business strategy because you are not relevant in that vicinity. So, customer and sales and customer clarity. Another mistake a lot of pharmacies, a lot of business owners make is we try to serve everybody, which is not possible. Let me give you another practical example. A woman.
So just help us educate. There are three categories. Just write your name, just under which one you want chicken, fried rice, and this or fish, or seafood.
so there's this pharmacy.
She started in late 2013. When she started, she had just normal conventional pharmacy. Now, when she started, people will come, madam, Ampiclos, cut 2 capsules for me now. I need 1 sachet of ibuprofen. You know, get this cheaper one. She look at the kind of people coming in and she said, no, this is not the kind of customer I want. She met, we discussed, I gave her some suggestions, and she now got the next building. There was a bigger place vacant. She got that bigger place, called a professional to redesign her place. Now, do you know what happened? Suddenly, people where they come before, fear they catch them now to come enter. Now, the people that come into our place now no longer come with cash. They come to shop with their ATM card. Now, which kind of people do you want? People where they shop with ATM card or people where they come with cash? You can't have both. That is the point I'm trying to make. Because when you get to ATM, they take the money directly from their account. Cash now only within the person pocket. Yeah. So you must be very clear about the kind of customers you want to serve. Because Esau and Jacob can't be in the same ship. You're either serving Esau strategy or Jacob strategy. But the kind of customer you want to serve must be very clear to you. So that if now, let's say somebody like Boluke is targeting the very low class average guy. But somebody that is driving a Range Rover Sports, do you think that person will go to Boluke? And for her, all her system is put in place to serve this guy that is willing to come and stay in line and wait. But whenever I've gone to Health Plus, if you enter Health Plus, even to come out some of your money, kind of more dirty money self, shame no agree you come out I'm there. They have identified the system in such a way that for a particular set of customers, they have made it uncomfortable for that set of customers so that the people they want can come in. If you don't identify the kind of people you want to serve and make your business comfortable for them, the wrong customers will come to your business. Like I said, you can't serve everybody. Look at the customers you are serving now and ask yourself, are they the people I want to serve? Now, some of us too, when we are starting, we set up the kind of people we want to serve, the kind of customers that we want to serve. But funny enough, on average, close to 80% of people, most of us where they here, cannot really describe the kind of customers they want to serve. If you ask anybody, let me use now. What's your name? No. Yeah. Sorry? Ebuka, you don't marry? If I ask Ebuka now, the kind of woman where you want to marry, Ebuka can describe the kind of woman he wants to marry. So, which means, once anybody will not fit into that category come, that person will stay behind Ebuka holding hand, he won't feel anything. Because in his mental image, that person does not fall into the kind of person he has as an ideal partner. But the person where he feels, when he's ready to marry, the kind of person will get there inside the mind, even if say he see him across the road, his mind can pick this is the kind of person I want. And he'll go out of his way to please that person. If in your mind you've not set up who my ideal kind of customer looks like, my brother, my sister, now I got 2 capsules of Ampiclos with you. It must be very clear because see, it's when, if you are deciding, if you want to serve the low class, at least for them, it means say you need to get a lot of salespeople. You need to set up your system so that when they come, a place for them to line up go there. The barrier go there. But if you are targeting the high class, any high class pharmacy where you get barrier can't work. Think of Health Plus. Think of Med Plus. Think of Alpha. The structure is that when you come in, you can walk around. Because it's when you walk around that you can, on their own, pick up what they want. If you look at most of those top pharmacies, most of the time it's the patient that walk around and they are picking what they want. But if you are doing low class, then the pharmacy that say, what do you want? You go and bring it from the shelf.
Lecturer, so is there any way you can also, can you fall in between? Is it possible to? Yeah, just give us how we can. Like, we want to cater, because it's not everybody that will want the pharmacy taking. And it's not everybody that will be in.
Yeah.
So what
Okay. Yeah. So what is saying is that how do we
All this, like I said, no one is good, no one is bad. There are three kinds of customers. They are the low end, they are the high end, and the top end. You get one thing where one guy say there are two ways to make money in any business. Number one is your price are low and you sell to a high number of people. Or your price is very high, but you want to serve just very few people. Let's say you want to make 1,000 naira now. You can decide to sell something at 10 naira to 100 people. You hit your 1,000. Somebody else can decide to just serve one person at 1,000. Both of you, what hits your account? 1,000. None of this strategy is good or wrong, but both of them get the same thing. But you don't make the mistake of trying to say, I want to make for 100 the 10 naira people, and at the same time trying to cater for the 1,000 per person, because the structure to serve these two people are different. And it's also a mental thing. There are some of us here, if they put Range Rover Sports, say just enter, make you test drive, nothing attached, a lot of us won't build the confidence to enter that car. Do you understand what I mean? There are some of us, don't just pay anything, just enter. Some of us, how many of you don't enter one place if you want to pull off your shoe? But see, that same place that some people walk in there comfortable without even noticing. There's a mental barrier in our mind that you must identify this kind of people who I want to serve. Everything that is setting for them must be such a way that to make that barrier very low for them to walk in comfortably. There was somebody I was describing a school to. Say the school fees of that school is about 7,000 per term. Without even mentioning, he said, my child cannot go there. Because no matter how, without even seeing the school, no matter how this thing, in her mind, 7,000 place is not for her. There is, I know a woman that tell her that the school fees is 100,000. Okay, how their quality go there? Where her child there now, they pay 300,000. So for those people, anything that won't scatter to that place. Now, see something about the guy that is charging 7,000 in his school. He has close to 200 people. So if you check, I'm checking the number of people he is making. There's something called 80-20 principle, Pareto principle. They say 20% of your customer will give you 80% of your sales. When I get what I talk, 20% of your customer, make you check them. You see, in a particular kind of customers, they give you your bulk of sales. What this law is say, if you notice those kind of customers where they give you your bulk of sales, give them your best service. Don't be afraid to piss off the other people. That is what the people doing well have identified. See, if now the street area boys, they give us our major sales, man, all those physics things for a place, take them out. How many of us have gone to Ajegunle, seen the kind of pharmacies there? They no send. But they are doing very, very well because they don't identify the kind of people that are serving them. So for Range Rover Sport people, if you come up with no send.
You see, sometimes when some people don't understand some of these things. Pharmacy, with all due respect, those of you that have pharmacy shops in Ikeja, if you go to Ikeja, all those major industries, most of those pharmacy shops are owned by one from Ministry retired, whatever. They don't do volume sales. They don't get, with all due respect, they don't get much. You know, somebody when no will say, if you come out, best place to go push up like traffic. You can open nightclub, open wine shop, but next you must continue to know the trend. Most of a good number of the shops that are doing wonderfully well on drugs might not necessarily be in the middle of the town. You find out that most of these other shops, they don't already mix with supermarket. And the reason is, you see, in those high-brow areas where people most of them they go hospital. Most of them will just go out to collect the medicine, go home. Or the doctor will even come to their house. But you see, this other place where we did, all these are EJCT, before they want to attempt to treat themselves first before they go. But those big men, once something is granted, hospital straight, and then so you must. That's what he's trying to say about understanding your patient and knowing where to fit yourself. If you go put fine seats, DSTV, everything for Ajebule, how does that attract them? But you'll be shocked that for Mushi, if you make sure say Faso or what's this musician from Mushi that is in vogue now? The other one now Olamide, maybe just put one small place or get Olamide to just to do, or make Olamide come one day, come your shop, all those area boys. The point is, look at your environment, find out what suits you. That's what he meant by, not that you won't have a clean shop in Ajebule, but there are some things you might not necessarily have to do in Ajebule. In Ajebule, you might put a good TV, not necessarily DSTV.
You understand? So once you know your area and the kind of people you want to serve, it must be clear to you so that you know.
Comfortable. There are kind of structures that you put in Ajegule. Oh boy, they no go enter. Because see, a lot of us where they Lagos, find it difficult to. In fact, some of us even to go island, go VI. The psychological strength to go there na wahala. I know people wait on the Lagos for more than 10 years. Then they pass in front of a hotel, but confidence to enter there, no day. If you put that kind of system for your place in Ajegule, oh boy, you're going to say, man, everything done there, but where are the customers? The ideal customers must be clear to you so that anytime these people are not coming, you now look at your system, why are these people no longer coming again? What I'm trying to achieve is make we stop to blame God for things that we can do on our own. See, a lot of fasting and prayer are things that common sense can solve. And those are the common sense that I want to make we get again. So that from morning to night, we know they do fasting and prayer when all we need to do is to sweep our shop or to arrange them so that people can walk in easily. So when you know your ID customer, at least you go know when there are kind of things where if say you dey Ajegule and you want to attend to the normal small distance, if your salesperson start to speak for net, you go call and say, oh boy, stop this. Because you know that once this person start to speak, they blow the big grammar, it will chase out the kind of customer you want. Because when they want to talk about it, those people with religion, they just speak big English.
Or somebody, especially JC, for your shop, you call them. Don't maybe JC get mad at them. Don't wear this. Won't come by. Call and say, okay, because you do like another club, Arsenal. You just let your emotion go. Don't go start saying, who tell you say JC? When I argue. Next time, no one will not be there. No mind, those are useless Arsenal. Champions for failure. You claim Chelsea at that point. You don't need to make yourself. Claim Chelsea at that point. So don't go argue with your customer. If anything, or somebody call, you notice this one, they see people, they talk, they see, yes, please. Let anybody use it. Let them spoil your goods. Agree. So as much as possible, just try to make your customer your preferred person.
That is those people where you don't identify, why would they want to do business with you? It's one thing to like a girl, it's another thing for the girl to want to marry you. So you need to understand, do I have things that will make these people want to do business with me? And would they really want to do business with me? Are my systems right for them? What opportunities will drive them away from me? That is where see, if you get job, now universal supporter you be when it comes to football. If you just, guy, which club you dey play? You dey support self? Arsenal. Now match today now. If na Barcelona, the guy just come, Barca for life. Now when Arsenal and Barca come together, our match day today. Yeah, so the point is, there are opportunities that will drive customers away for you because you might be trying to praise Barca at that particular point without knowing that. Yeah. And it also comes in the issue of religion and tribe. That is where we also need to be very, very careful. Because when you are Igbo guy and the Igbo guy comes in and you don't judge to know the kind of things you say, Igbo Queen and stuff like that, you don't know when you start to alienate some other people. That is why it's good to understand the culture of your environment. Because a lot of things you might take for granted might be that thing where you piss some people off. And that is why when you are in business, it's dangerous to be very opinionated. What do I mean? It's dangerous to be very rigid and have a stand. APC noni. See, no be APC go give you your money. No be AC go pay your children's school fees. If you notice saying a PDP rally they pass, and someone buys this, Jonathan for life. As they pass finish, APC they pass. APC for life. The point is, flexibility is critical in business. See, why, if you go look at most beaches, you notice that the kind of trees where you see there mostly are palm, coconut trees and palm trees. Why? Because the palm trees are flexible. When the wind comes this way, they go bend. When they come from this again, they go bend. They adjust themselves to the wind. Other trees that try to be rigid and will strong, the wind will break them off. Now, I want to address the issue of the look of our premises. A lot of the challenges of our businesses now because of how our premises they look. No matter how dirty a mother look, she no go want make her pikin dey dirty like am. No matter how bad a father is, he wants his son to be better than him. And there are kind of things they want to associate with. How many of us still get sign in front of our business? Sign, any kind of sign. When was the last time you guys cleaned that sign? From time to time, when was the last time? Every month? No. Every morning? That is quite unique. Who else don't ever give attention? Who don't notice the sign waiting for shelf for over 2 months? How many of us have really noticed the sign that we have in front of our place? Because we don't notice, and we don't notice that this thing is decaying, this thing is going down. But if you look at those who are doing well, you find out that it's almost there's something I noticed with a lot of schools that are doing well. Almost every time you find them repainting their premises. When was the last time you guys repainted your premises? Sorry? Last week. Last week. When? Last week. Apart from last week, how many of us don't repaint in the last 6 months? 6 months. August. How many of us don't repaint in the last 1 year? Which means for all of us who are full here, less than 10 people have given attention to the look of our premises. Now, ask yourself, if another person get that business, would you want to shop in that kind of looking premises? Because say a business day somehow, we just assume, say, okay, everybody will just go in there. And see, there's something I try to do. I try to learn from everybody. And I've noticed something about most of people where they run patent shops. The average guy where they run patent medicine shop, every year paints his shop. And see something, they've also learned something about the power of white. And every time you go there, you see them having a white paint. And see, don't just enter a place and feel say that place is doing nice. Ask yourself, why do I have this feeling of comfort and realization in this setting? It's because of the ambience of the place. How many of us have gone to, don't ever enter ShopRite? How do you feel there when you're in ShopRite? Will people, your customer feel like that when they're in your place? Because if you don't have the right ambience in your place, there's no way customers will want to continue. See, understand something about people. We're always progressing in life. Today, I might be comfortable with Mama Put. But once my level change, Mama Put will not be for me. Let me give you a practical example. I used to live in a Face Me, I Face You when I just got to Lagos. And to me, that place was the best house as at that time to live in Lagos. In fact, even when I wanted to move out of that place, when I was about to get married, I wanted to retain it because that place to me was just too good. And I moved into a flat. But you know what happened? After 2 months when I went to that place, even to enter the gate itself, they did me somehow. I couldn't believe saying that I was the one living in that particular place. Now, what does that do to your customer? Your place is disorganized, and when they were on low level, they are okay with you. But the moment their level increases, if you are still in that level, suddenly they find your place uncomfortable for them. Once they graduate in life, and you too don't step up, they can't stay in the same level. They start to look for people who are in that category where they are. Which means, if you don't, and don't make the mistake of assuming say your shop they did the same look. There's something called depreciation. Depreciation means say, if you buy this thing 1,000 today, when you do account of what you get by next year, you depreciate it with about 10%, which means it's about 900. By next 2 years again, it's about 800. So that every year the price is going down. Also understand that because say you buy new TV today in your place, doesn't mean that the customer will like that TV when they come tomorrow, they will still like them. It means that when you buy that TV in a black and white and it was very okay for the people that you are serving, when they step up to color TV, they can't come into your place again. Ambience is very, very critical. And see the mistake a lot of pharmacists make is, if you get malaria, you will go meet tailor to tell you what to take. If your car get problem, you will go meet farmer to tell you what to do. Now, why is it that when you want to repaint your shop, now you do the painting yourself? Why is it that when you want to change the shelf, now the carpenter way there by the side, now you go come, you can't do your shelf for you? If they use professional service, if you feel say what you they do, you be the professional there. So that you feel say that people when they see, they come to you as a professional. Why then when you need a service, why don't you also look for professionals? This woman that I tell you that when she step up, people when they ask me, they cut drug for and stop to come. And ATM people started to come. What did she do? When she wanted to move, she called an architect to come and do a layout of the place. She go for a paint company for them to come and match the color of the paint. She not just go market, buy paint, say after all, to just roll them up and down. If na